Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is
The Dominator.
and today we'll be looking once again at World of Warships. So, yeah, today we'll be looking at the Tier 7 Japanese heavy cruiser IJ and Myoko. I do have a Wikipedia page open with design specifications. Yeah. So, and based on knowledge. So, here's the Myoko in her 1941 configuration. Yes, this is her 1941 configuration, as when she was upgraded at the beginning of World War II. So this ship has 8-inch double turrets. It 3, 4, and 2 aft. They fire. Let's see. They have a 16% of causing a fire. The maximum high explosive shell damage is 3,300. The max armor piercing is 4,700. Normally, the HE does more because I fire a broadside and it does more. But yeah, this is a 5 rounds per minute is how many salvos it can fire. Main battery range, very good for a heavy cruiser, 16.1 kilometers. That's in range of a few medium tier battleships, including the U.S. I believe it is the Colorado. It has similar firing range. I think the Colorado is slightly more, or possibly slightly less. I believe slightly more than the Myoko, or the same as the Myoko. Hold on, let me take a look. Okay, so this has when fully upgraded, this Colorado has 16.7 16.7 kilometer range. So, and this is stock, which is pretty impressive. So this can shoot 0.6 less kilometers than a fire control upgraded Colorado. So that's pretty impressive. So I have the 1941 configuration on. I do have so when you get to the 1941 configuration, you get 2 more torpedo tubes instead of there's 2 torpedo tubes on here. So as you can see, there's 2 torpedo tubes, and then yeah, so there's 2 torpedo tubes, and this ship has I have loaded up Type 90 Mod 1 torpedoes, which maximum damage, because they're surface launch torpedoes, 17,233. There's a 10 kilometer torpedo range. 10 kilometer torpedo range. Speed 62 knots. Rate of fire 0.7 rounds per minute. So you can fire a full 1 broadside per minute. Let's talk about anti-aircraft guns next. So anti-aircraft guns, this ship has 2 double 13.2 millimeter cannons on the more or less I'd say the second level of the superstructure of the main superstructure where the admirals and captain's bridge is. 2 on each side. This is the starboard cannon. Over here is the port cannon. Yeah, I'd say the 3rd level. Well, no, second. Let's just say second. And then we have 4 double 25 millimeter Type 96 cannons. There's 2 on each, 2 up front and 2 on the rear. There's 2 4, and then there's 2 amidships. And then we have the 4 secondary artillery guns, which are 5-inch double anti-aircraft guns, which can be used as anti-aircraft guns. Mostly, I use them as secondaries. They're mostly used as secondaries. But their firing range is 5 kilometers. So yeah, I just want to, let's do maneuverability. So, very impressive speed for a heavy cruiser. Top speed is 36 knots. That is very impressive for a heavy cruiser. The Japanese were very fast and well armored cruisers. This is the middle tier, or is it? Yeah, I believe this is, this is the middle tier, high tier, this is the middle tier heavy cruiser, tier 7. Next ship is Mogami, then Ibuki, and then Zao, which is tier 10. Ibuki and Zao were never made in real life. But all the way till tier 8, the ships were actually created in real life. Well, actually, I don't think the Furtaka was ever created. I don't think so. I'll look it up later, and I can tell you guys later. But anyway, so very impressive high speed, 36 knots. Rudder, the turning circle radius is 780 meters. The rudder shift time, very fast for a cruiser, 9.3 seconds. Concealment, very good, especially in terms of air detectability range. So on the surface, it can be detected from 13.1 kilometers. So it can start firing 3 kilometers before it's actually sighted. And its air detectability range is 8.2 kilometers. So when you're using scout planes and fighters from aircraft carriers or scout bombers or whatever, scout planes like regular scout planes on battleships and some cruisers, or you're using fighters, bombers, or torpedo bombers from aircraft carriers looking for targets, you can only be seen from 8.2 kilometers, and then 2.8 kilometers later, the 5-inch guns will start firing off if they don't have any secondary targets, like destroyers or close-range cruisers. So yeah, very, very good ship. So yeah, alright, well, I think we now, here are also some pictures of her configuration. Here's some pictures of her, up here on the screen. I'll just put, as you can see. Alright, so now that the pictures have been shown, I will now take this ship into battle. So, let's go. Also, guys, if you're, well, really quick before we go into battle, if you're wondering about these signal flags, these are one of the new, this is one of the new patches in 0.31, for the World of Warships closed beta. Yeah, this is patch 0.3, hold on, let me fix that. Okay, there. This is patch 0.3.1. I'm on the North American server. Here's the port. It's been changed several times. The European server, they don't have this one. I don't believe they have this one. This is the North American. I like the North American server because I live in the Western United States. Anyway, so yeah. Well, oh yeah, and then let's talk about the scout planes really quick as well. But the signals, basically, the signals, let's go to exterior. They basically like, for things like, this is like for fireproof. Yeah, so the signals are India Yankee, which is fireproof. These are medals you can earn in battle. They're achievements. Die Hard, Unsinkable, it's just a flesh wound, detonation, Dreadnought, Confederate. Confederate is one of the hard ones to get. I want to read this. Damage at least 6 ships. Damage caused by each ship must exceed 20% of her normal combat capability. That actually doesn't sound that hard. Double strike. That means you get 2 kills within 10 seconds. Get the second target must be destroyed 10 seconds after the first one. Increases your ship's speed. This one is close quarters expert. So destroy an enemy ship by secondary batter. Destroy an enemy ship. Oh, damage an enemy ship and the destroyer. Damage caused by secondary gunfire must exceed 50% of the normal must exceed 50% of the destroyed ship's normal combat capability. Zulus for first blood. So if you get the first kill on your team. I've done this. The last one was today. I got it with the Myoko. I got first blood. So yeah, and then this one right here, it's just a flesh wound, which is destroy an enemy ship after your ship has been destroyed. I've done that before. I did that with my Myoko. I was sunk, and then I set a fire on another. I think it was it was in New Orleans, and the fires kept burning, and then like a minute after I was sunk, it gave me credit for the kill, for killing New Orleans, which is the Tier 8 American heavy cruiser. Now he started at full health, and I started at just under my normal health, so I was able to defeat him in a Tier 7 cruiser when he's Tier 8. And I think he was fully upgraded. So yeah, alright, enough chatter from me. Let's go ahead and go into battle. That was fast. I'm already joining a game. Yeah, once you get up to the higher tiers, you can join a game pretty much instantly. It becomes more common. Oh yes, this is one of my favorite maps. As you can see over there, over here, this is the Tier 6 Aoba. Now this is a really fun ship. I love the Aoba. It's such a good cruiser. It's the cruiser you receive after the Furtaka and before the Myoko. Now it's a really, really fun ship. It's one of my favorite ships overall. Like if I had to choose between the Cleveland and the Aoba, I'd probably pick the Aoba because first of all, it has 8-inch guns. Instead of 6-inch guns, and it has torpedoes, and it has torpedoes. So that is really nice. It's really nice. Okay, well, let's look at the teams. Okay, we have a carrier advantage. We have a ranger on the other side of the map. Now, Hotspot is a very interesting map where the teams are separated and spawn at the northern, southern, eastern, and western parts of the map. As you can see, this is the western proportion. We spawned in the south, and I'm gonna head west. Oh. Ramming this Fuso. Let me order full reverse so I can pull away from him. Anyway, so yeah, ramming ships, you can lose health from them. I don't know why, but you can. It seems like a pretty... Now, what's interesting is when you ram enemy ships, you can actually get a kill if they're at low health. Especially if you're like an aircraft carrier and under fire by a destroyer and you decide to charge ahead and sink that destroyer. Now, you'll lose like half of your health, but you'll still survive. Okay, so we have gotten orders. We're gonna stick together as two of us cruisers. Now both of us cruisers are Tier 7. That over there is the USS Atlanta, which is a Tier 7, excuse me, premium light cruiser for the U.S. Navy. I'll get more into the U.S. Navy cruisers next video. I'll show you off the Cleveland, which is a very favorite ship of mine. But I would choose the Aoba overall. That's like that's one of my favorite. That's my favorite overall is the Aoba. Second place would probably be the Cleveland. Now the Cleveland is a very great ship. It has rapid firing 6-inch guns, 12 6-inch guns I believe. But the Atlanta is a powerhouse. It has 8 5-inch guns housed in double turrets. There's one right there. There's the six right there. There's one right there, and then there's another one on the starboard side that makes up 8 turrets. So that means it could fire 7 turrets in a full broadside. So that's 14 5-inch shells coming towards you. Now those are the same guns as destroyers. So basically what the Atlanta is a huge destroyer. Is basically what it is. Now it's torpedoes. Now, the torpedoes are a bit of a letdown. Thankfully, it has torpedoes. It's the only World War II era cruiser fitted with torpedoes, which is very surprising because the U.S. Navy only mainly focused on artillery gun, researching 8-inch guns and bigger guns. Now, the Japanese were not so much more into guns. They were more into torpedoes. Now, if you like playing with lots of torpedoes, if you like playing with torpedoes from like other ship games like Battle Station Pacific, which I have, now if you really like playing with torpedoes, then in this game, I highly recommend you play the Japanese destroyers and cruisers. They are heavily armed with torpedoes. I recommend more so playing the Japanese destroyers. With if you want to be really stealthy, pick the Japanese destroyers. You can launch stealthy torpedo easy stealthy torpedo attacks. Very good stealthy torpedo attacks. As you can see, there is a Omaha over here. He just ran that island. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try. My secondaries are firing on him. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna fire on him. I don't have my torps. Now, as you can see, I'm charging the torpedoes head on. Now, the Myōkō has a very nice torpedo belt, but unfortunately, it doesn't protect the bow, where I just got hit. Now, my speed will be reduced, but I'm gonna follow this Omaha because I know where he's going. He's going over here. He doesn't know that the carrier's on the other side of the map, north of here. As you can see, I just knocked out his I got his torpedo tubes. Now, for the Omaha, his torpedo tubes are very important. The torpedoes have a very nice range. Why did I switch to armor piercing? Oh, that's weird. Whatever. That's okay. As you can see, he's dumping off torps. Now, the armor piercing shells work really well on the Omaha. Armor piercing shells from 8-inch guns. As you can see, he just got killed by his torpedoes. That wasn't the greatest game, but that's okay. I'll show you guys some more, and also I want to talk about, the Americans, destroyers, more or less, the American destroyers and, cruisers. So, here is the Tier 6 destroyer, the Farragut. This is the Tier 6 American destroyer. However, this is in its top configuration, 1945 configuration. Let's go to the modules. Upgraded fire control systems, very impressive range for 5-inch guns. Just over 12.5 kilometer range. That's very impressive for destroyer guns. The Mark 15 Mod 3 torpedoes are horrible. Now, they can do quite a bit of damage, almost 17,000 damage. However, the speed is very good, 65 knots. Rate of fire is average for a destroyer, 0.6 rounds per minute. But the torpedo range is just horrible. It's only 4.5 kilometers. Compared to the Tier 6 Japanese destroyer Matsuki, its torpedoes have a range of 10 kilometers. However, the American torpedoes are faster, and the Japanese are slower. These can only go 59 knots. However, they have a much longer range, but they can also do less damage. However, these torpedoes are very good, these torpedoes have very long range, which makes up for the fact that the Americans can go faster and dish out more damage. Because you can do stealth torpedo attacks, and then the enemy won't be able to see the torpedoes until sometimes they don't see it until it's too late because they're focusing on another ship. Then they hear the torpedo alarm, they turn around, and then when they finally find the torpedoes hit the ship. So yeah, this is the Matsuki in its top configuration. 1942, 10 anti-aircraft mounts with the upgraded 4.5-inch, well, I guess you could say 4.6-inch guns. Now, once you get to this ship, you actually get 5-inch guns. This is the first Japanese destroyer that gets 5-inch guns. Now that's what the Americans have. They have 5-inch guns. This ship in 1935 configuration has 3 main turrets, 2 double and 1 single. As you can see, here's the single one, and then when you get up to the 1945 configuration, this one gets taken off to be replaced by more torpedo tubes. Be replaced by more anti-aircraft guns, and it gets the Type 90 Mod 1, which is very good. And then this is 9.3, so the standard firing range is 8.4. 9.3. Now that's, I'd say, is okay for a Tier 7 destroyer. But these torpedoes are fast, do a lot of damage, but have poor range. Now, the Cleveland. This is one of my favorite ships. The Cleveland, here we go. It has 12 152 millimeter 50 caliber cannons, Mark 16 guns. It can do 7.5 rounds per minute, so they're very rapid firing guns. The 182 degree turn time, it's okay, 32.7 seconds. Maximum HE shell damage 2300, which is pretty good. Chance of fire 12%. Armor piercing can do 3200 damage. Firing range is pretty good for a tier 6 cruiser. It's almost 15 kilometers, which is pretty good. This is a powerhouse. It's really rapid firing. What's the reload time? Does it tell me? No, it doesn't. That's okay. Well, anyway, it is a lot. Also, if you like playing anti-aircraft, if you like to escort battleships with heavy anti-aircraft, then if you want to be an anti-aircraft escort for battleships and aircraft carriers, then I strongly recommend the Cleveland and the Atlanta. More so the Atlanta, but the Atlanta and the Cleveland, if they're together in a squadron screening a carrier, they can shoot down several enemy squadrons. Now, the Cleveland, it is very powerful in terms of anti-aircraft guns. It has 13 single Mark IV 20mm Oerlikon cannons. And the ship also has 6 double 40mm Bofors Mark Is, and it also has a batch of the Atlanta's main guns. It has 12. The ship has 12 5-inch guns with very effective 5-kilometer range. So this ship is a very good powerhouse. Very good. For a tier 6 cruiser, this is very good. Maximum speed 33 knots, which is pretty good. Turning circle radius is 660 meters. Rudder shift time 9.4 seconds, so it's just 0.1 seconds longer than the Myōkō's. Concealment is actually pretty good. Surface detectability range 13.3 kilometers. Air detectability range same as the Myōkō. It's the same as the Myōkō. Well, actually, it gets seen after the Myōkō does, but it's still pretty similar. Now, let's go ahead and take a look at the Atlanta. Now, this, if you like playing anti-aircraft cruisers, I strongly recommend this ship. This is the Atlanta. Now, it is bristling with anti-aircraft guns. Bristling with anti-aircraft guns. Let's go and take a look. So it has 8 single 20mm Oerlikon, same loadout as the Cleveland. However, since it's only 1942, it has these 28mm 75 Mark II Mod 2 28mm cannons, which are not as good as the Oerlikons, because the Oerlikons are 40mm. Then it has its main battery, 5-inch guns. So this ship is a powerhouse in terms of anti-aircraft. Now, again, its torpedoes aren't the greatest, but at least it has torpedoes. It can do stealth because of its high speed. Because of its high speed, 33 knots, turning circle radius 610 meters, rudder shift time 11 seconds, surface detectability range pretty good, 11 kilometers. It's very stealthy for a cruiser because of its low profile, and air detectability range is only almost 6.5 kilometers, which is very good for a cruiser. Well, that's the World of Warships video for today, ladies and gentlemen. I will be uploading more content soon, so stay tuned for that. I will be uploading many more videos on many of my other games, such as Jurassic Park, Train Simulator, War Thunder, and many others, including Minecraft, Roblox. Tons of videos will be coming your way soon. So until next time, I will see you sailors on the ocean battlefields of World of Warships. See you later.